Overnight, England's poor Ashes campaign continued with a low-scoring day one of the fourth test in Melbourne. Luckily, though, Australia weren't that great either. They were bowled out for 152. England replied with only 110. Let's speak to two-time Ashes winner Steve Harmison. A very good morning.
Morning, Steve.
Good morning to you both. Good morning. How are you, Dean? I mean, that was epic. That I know you won Sports Bar, your co-host here, but you sound like Jamie O'Hara there.
Oh, what number?
Number 10 out of 8.
10 out of 8. I know that'll get replayed, but I just misheard her, Army. Today, I missed the cricket last night, so I know you've been watching that, and then you got a massive Newcastle game later on, Man United. And I was shocked. Like, obviously, there's been a lot of controversy this week about the players drinking. I actually, as being a manager myself and being a footballer, I do understand that you do gel the team together with going out for a drink, and there is a line where the manager would say, "Don't get arrested, don't cause me problems, don't let me have to sit in front of the press and explain myself," which Ben Stokes has had to do this week. And obviously, if you lose, Army, these things get brought up. If you win in, no one says a word. So I think you've been on a few of these trips over the years and you understand how it goes. But have they stepped over the line this time?
No. I mean, I've seen that film many, many times, haven't we, Dean? Where you've been given 4 days. And, I've starred in it. I mean, I've played a supporting actor in it a few times. So I have been where Ben Duckett's at. I've got no problem what these boys did. They got a chance to relax. They didn't go. I don't think they went over the top. It's a small incident. I don't think there's too much in it. It's about performance. To be fair, today has been one of the most bizarre days of Ashes cricket. It would turn me to drink this surface if I was a batter. I mean, it really does. I mean, Ben Duckett's copped a little bit, rightly so, because we've seen the video on it, and that's something, obviously, that Rob Key and Brendan McCullum, Ben Stokes will have to clarify at the end of the trip. But when you go on tour, I mean, Ben Duckett, case an example. I'm going to stick up for the boy here. He left England somewhere in the region of about the 10th of October. In give or take, maybe it's the odd week here, 4 day there, maximum 3 to 4 weeks between the sort of 10th of October and the 31st of May, he'll be out of this country playing cricket. If you get 4 days off, Dean, what are you doing? You get away from him. So I think when anybody sees the video in isolation, they will say it doesn't look good. Put it into context, I don't think it's as bad as what people think. We'll look at it. It comes down to performance. I look at Australia. Australia are 3-0 up in this series. It's been another hellish day of cricket. Bowlers have been on top. The pitch has done all sorts. And to finish off with Ben Duckett, Travis Head, who's been one of the best players in this series, will have had a lot more alcohol intake off the back of Adelaide winning the Ashes than what Ben Duckett did in that one afternoon or 2 afternoons. So I think put it into context, and I think you'll be fine. But today has been magnificent. The ball has dominated the bat. England got off to a great start, won the toss, put the ball in the right area. Josh Tongue was fantastic. England bowled fuller of length, which was good. Been criticised for bowling too short in this series. They've seen what the surface was like. And at 152, I mean, that's a good score to bowl Australia out. But, I mean, if there's a wicket you don't want to face Scott Boland on at his home ground, this was it. And to be fair, Harry Brook, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you stand there and defend it, and there's one with your name on it, or you come out and attack it. Harry came out and attacked it. It was the best way to go on that surface. And England are still just, I think, in this game.
Harmy, for those that missed this morning and they're just waking up, who impressed and who struggled on day one of this fourth test?
Well, the batters struggled and the bowlers impressed. I mean, it was ridiculous how much movement was going on. The lavish movement. I think to try and put it in terms of, I always try and put things in terms of football, because obviously talkSPORT, we do a lot of football on it. Dean, it was like playing with the wind. Remember when you were a junior and you played with the wind and it howled down the field, and it was like, we need to score as many as we can in the first half because we're going to have to batten down the hatches in the second half. That's what it's like batting and bowling on this surface. Harry Brook impressed because of the way he played. Michael Nisa is the one I think probably had the best day. He got 35 with a bat. He hit 7 fours, 28 of his. He came out positive at number 8, and then he took 4 wickets with the ball for Australia. So bowling was eye-catching, but for me, it's a brilliant day for Josh Tongue. So pleased for the boy. Missed the first 2 Test matches, played in the third one. He did all right in the third one as he got better and better at Adelaide, and then he's bowled full of length. He's got some good wickets. He got Labuschagne and Smith out with 2 absolute beauties. So really, really happy for Josh Tongue and the way he performed in this game. Like I said, 46. The pitch will get better, but it might not get better until day 3 and day 4. And by then, unfortunately, this match might be over.
Harmy, the big picture, right? If you turn the clock back a few years, when Test cricket seemed like it was dying out, people were turning up for the 20 and the 100, 20 over games, one days. Kids not being able to concentrate for 5 days, don't know the rules. This is the way forward. All of a sudden, McCallum and Ben Stokes have gone, right, let's play Bazball. And it brought Test cricket back to life. The country was loving it. I think we've come to a crossroads now where all of a sudden, which it did, a bit like Ange, who was all-out attack at Spurs, England are going after everything. They're saying, right, we're going to score more runs than you. Do you think there's a time and a place for it, or they've just got to carry on? I would never question Ben Stokes and McCallum after what they've done for Test cricket. Joe Root as well, I think he's involved in it. They attack, and sometimes, like Spurs at football, every time the other team attacks, they score, and you get beat 4-0. I think that's what's happening to England at the minute. Do they change their approach and start saying, right, we can't reverse sweep fast bowlers. We can't go after fast bowlers when the pitch is bouncing. We can't drive on the up. Or do you think they should carry on attacking the way they are?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hot topic of conversation at this moment in time because somebody's going to carry the can, Dean. It always does. You've been in that. You've seen that film as well in football where the manager carries the can. McCullum and Stokes came in. McCullum and Stokes came in after 2 years. They took the world by storm. Let's be fair, this Bazball term is a media-driven narrative. It's not a team-driven narrative. Brendan McCullum hates the word Bazball. But the positivity and the way they play for the first 2 years was unbelievable. And people will say they got found out. I don't think they have. Unfortunately, they've just come up against better teams. England, Australia, and in India are the 3 powerhouses of world cricket. And if you want to talk in football terms, yes, Tottenham, Ange, looked brilliant against sides who they were better than. They looked fantastic, but against sides that were better than them, it got found out. And unfortunately for England, I think when they come up against the big boys in the big series, the results have told you. So, who carries the can here? Unfortunately, if it ends up 5-0, it's always somebody a fall guy. I don't think it needs ripping up. I think it needs more than that. I think it needs a more adult in the room conversation from the hierarchy at the ECB to the management staff of the England cricket team to the county chairman and how English cricket is being evolved. And I think if they can get somebody that's sensible at the top to say, look, this is what we need for English cricket to be better and bring the county game into line, there's a whole host of things that potentially needs to happen. But just to blame Brendan McCullum would be wrong. But unfortunately, somebody carries the can. And I think it might be McCullum at the end of it that does potentially lose his job because Ashes series, somebody always gets sacked. And unfortunately, it might be the coach. But for 3.5 years, it's been a great ride. For 2 of them, they've been unbelievable. The last 18 months, they've not really been found out. They've just come up against better teams.
Harmy, good to have you on this morning. Thanks for getting up
Steve.
nice and early on Boxing Day. Thank you so much.